You guys got a ton of press and headlines in terms of COVID test kit delivery through drone technology. How did that come about? And just expand on that whole story. That's really neat.
Yeah, so it's a really a great story, and I think a good partnership again with the state of Virginia, where so we did in March or April, somewhere in that time frame, we basically teamed up with CIT, Center for Innovative Technology, Go Virginia, and then us, and we funded we basically did this testing procedure down in Lawrenceville, Virginia, at an abandoned college down there. It just simulated how we thought COVID deliveries could be done under FAA regulations, and how delivering COVID test kits could be done in that type of an environment, in a sort of, a typical everyday, housing type environment, or regular urban environment. And the test went great. The team did a really good job developing it and developing the program, and then implementing it. And we did a whole report based on it. And there was, we got some press based on doing this test. Well, a little small retailer named Walmart down in Bentonville saw our test and saw our report and called. And so we have done two different, we're just launching our third now, but we've done two different 6-week projects for them, one in North Las Vegas and one in a town called Cheektowaga, New York, which is just I had to practice saying that, by the way. I had to practice. It's just outside of Buffalo, and essentially what we do is we set up in the parking lot of Walmart, and we have a command center in their parking lot. And if you live within a mile radius of that Walmart, you can go on the website, put in your information, and we will deliver a COVID test kit to you by drone. It's totally free to the patient. The delivery is free. The test kit is free. The test results itself are free. It gets delivered to them, dropped on to their driveway or to their sidewalk, and then in the box is the test kit, and then a FedEx delivery. And you might say, why do you FedEx in the back? Why don't you pick it up by drone? Well, once you use the test, it becomes hazardous material, and what 107 guidelines don't allow us to pick it up at that point, or to use it at that point without a waiver from the FAA. So they get a FedEx envelope in there. They put their testing vial into that. They send it off, and then the results are delivered to them online. So it's a really great program. We just finished up in Vegas a couple of maybe about a week or so ago. We have about another week in Cheektowaga, and then we're actually launched this week another operation in El Paso, Texas. And I don't know if you've seen any of the news reports, but El Paso is having quite an outbreak. So it's pretty bad down there. So we're doing the same thing out of a Walmart out of there, and it's a great program. Walmart's taking a real leadership role in doing this, and them and Quest Diagnostics, who is doing the testing on it. It's a terrific program.
So I think a lot of people, when COVID hit, a lot of businesses just in general were negative, weren't thinking about kind of, I hate the word pivot, but I feel like a pivot effect, if you will, or just not really seeing like what could happen. What's the forecast of this? How could we leverage or capitalize off of this terrible thing, if you will? And it seems like that's something that you guys have done. How quickly, when all this started going down, did you guys think, oh, there's something here for us? Or have you guys always had like a contingency plan in here for stuff like this because of things in the past where like you guys went to Houston when that went underwater for a little while? And is this kind of just in the plan of action? Like if a pandemic hits, we're ready, or
right.
How did the whole thing go down?
Well, I think that, to some extent, some of the commercial business that we've had with real estate companies and inspection companies, environmental firms calling us, that just we were just sort of set up for that anyway. and COVID just accelerated their calls into us and necessitated from their own business model. I would say the delivery of the COVID test kits we sort of set up, and through the program that we did down in Lawrenceville, Virginia, we sort of I guess pushed that along, I would say, a little bit, because showing the world what could happen and how this could be do a better thing. Because if the biggest, one of the biggest points of infection that can come is when a sick person goes into the pharmacy or goes into a place interacting with other people to get tested. And so, what the model that we've shown, and through this delivery model with Walmart and Quest, it's shown that we can do this still completely socially distant. Nobody has to interact with anybody. Everything is done without any interaction between two human beings. So it's, and if you think about where that can go from there, it can continue to go from there, beyond COVID test kits. If just the regular flu, wouldn't it be nice if one of the biggest contaminations for just regular flu is going into the pharmacy and going in to get your Theraflu. If we could do it so that you don't have to go in, what could we do to flu contraction then? And any type of infectious disease or cold or anything else, what could we do to sort of stamp that down if we can get you to the place where you can get what you need in your own home without reinfecting other people?
I mean, when you put it like that, I think it's very powerful, right? Where it's you're in a place where you're contaminating, and then those people are going to go, and not everyone goes into your local Rite Aid to buy cough syrup. Maybe they're buying it ginger ale or something like that. And so it's very interesting. So when you were having conversations with any of these organizations on something that had never been done before, were they receptive? Was it something that was a difficult pitch? How did that whole thing go down, trying to convince someone, hey, it doesn't seem like this has ever been done before, but we know it can work and be very productive for the country, the world?
Yeah, there were, there's some organizations we've talked to that were more conservative and a little bit, and I don't think we're ready to try something like this. We demonstrated with Walmart, even before we did North Las Vegas and Cheektowaga, that this could be done, and they had a lot of faith in that. And clearly from the results that we've shown, it's worked out. But there were definitely some folks that didn't, were more reluctant to trying it out. And but I think in the end we've shown that it can work and can be done.
Yeah.